Hi, Trish here from LeisureLifestyle.com, and I've just dropped my car in because I get a complimentary car wash and detail every month. They provide incredible value here, and they just do a fantastic job. And it's really nice because there is a nice little sanctuary out the back in the showroom where you can sit down, you can relax, you can have a cup of coffee, have a cold drink. And it's great for them too because they get to reconnect with their customer or their clients, and it's good because you sort of wouldn't go anywhere else, you know. I mean, for me to upgrade my car, I would always come here. Now, look, I'll be really honest with you this morning. I just recorded a live video. I came off that live video and it was great content, but I wasn't in the right place to be recording it, okay? I was really cranky and I could tell because I was in the shade of a tree. The live video wasn't great, and the reason it wasn't great was because of my attitude. And I was so mad because there was, on the way here, I was involved in a bit of a road rage incident, and it was just unbelievable. I was at an intersection turning left, and you guys are most probably in America or in Europe, but we drive on the left-hand side of the road here in Australia. And so I was here in the left lane wanting to turn left, so move onto the traffic. I had somebody pull up beside me that was wanting to turn right, but across the traffic. And I couldn't see, so he sort of impaired my vision there to the right, so I couldn't see the oncoming traffic. So I really had to be patient and just wait for him to make his move, then I could see the traffic again. While I was waiting patiently, I had this woman behind me. She must have been late for an appointment. See, this is what life does to people. Okay, not having the time, not having the freedom, not having the flexibility, the anger of this woman pressing her horn, beeping a horn behind me. And I looked in my mirror and it was unbelievable. She had it must have been 80, 90-year-old, either father or grandfather in the passenger seat of the car. And she is frantically pushing her horn for me to move onto the traffic. I couldn't believe it. I thought if it was bullying and it was pushing me out into the intersection. So I managed to find a space, find the side, and I managed to just get around before another car was coming. And she followed me. I don't know how she did that. She followed me, squeezed in behind me. And then there were traffic lights up ahead and cars were stopped. So something took over in me. It was unbelievable. I actually had my daughter in the passenger seat, and I turned to Emily and I said, I am not going to be bullied. So I put the handbrake on, opened the car door. It's unbelievable when this sort of takes over you. I didn't care who was in front. I didn't care the stream of traffic behind me. I stopped the car, I stood out, and it was about me making a stand. And I walked up to the car. She was getting out of the car because she knew at this stage that, well, I meant business. And she opened her car door and she said, oh, I apologize for not being patient. I really apologize for the impatience. And so I accepted that. I turned my back. I walked away, walked back to my car. As I was walking back to my car, she yelled out and said, have you had your hormones this morning? And I couldn't believe what I was hearing. And especially from one woman to another, I was just really shocked because I think that was really degrading. It was really awful. So I got to a point, I thought, I'll ignore that. I'll get back in my car. And I realized all the traffic, all the cars had driven off in front of me. So there was not a car in front, but there was a queue of cars behind. And what was interesting about that? Not one person from behind beeped their horn or, yelled out the car because they knew that something was going on. They knew that there was an incident, and they must have known that I was pretty angry because I thought that was really just unbelievable. I've never done that before. So something flicked a switch in me to sort of say, you know what, I'm going to stand up for myself here. I'm going to get out of my car and I'm going to let this woman know that this is not the way you go about things. This is not the way you go about life. And I did that. And actually what it did make me do is actually feel a lot better. I got back into the car. Emily was completely embarrassed. Her mum's held up all the traffic, a peak hour too, people going to work. And I just turned to her and I said, That's quite funny, actually. I said, you'll most probably see me on the Channel 9 news tonight. Someone will have their iPhone out. Woman caught in road rage. So anyway, it's done. Sometimes we do things and it can just take over you. I was quite shocked because the experience for me was quite surreal. So there was something going on with me that flicked a switch, and I think it must be to do with bullying, because I didn't like the way she was bullying me, trying to push me out onto the road. And what shocked me more than anything is that she had her 80 or 90-year-old father in the car. I can look back and reflect now and think to myself, how sad is that? How sad that someone is either late, incredibly late for work, late for their appointments. They have no freedom, no flexibility, no time to think or breathe. They are just consumed by their daily activities and what they've got to do in their day. I'm so privileged and so humbled that I have a life where I can, I just drop my daughter off at a research centre for wildlife so she can study emus at the moment. She's doing it for her university project. And we were having such a great morning and we were completely relaxed. It's a Friday and it was peak hour traffic, but I don't suffer the pressures that some people do when they have to commute to and from their jobs. And that was a clear indication of somebody completely stressed out, highly strung, and didn't want to be in that place right now. And I feel so much better that I've actually come onto Facebook Live and shared that experience, because the first live experience that I just shared was just, honestly, it wasn't coming from the right place. I will share that content a little bit later, but it wasn't from the right place, and I could tell. So I rang Chris very quickly and I shared my experience with her. And I said, do you think I should share this on Facebook? And she said, absolutely, because sometimes you've got to share not the bad stuff, sometimes you've got to share the nitty gritty, some of the stuff that isn't always great. So that's my share for today. That's Trish from Leisurelifestyle.com, and I'll be talking to you again very soon. Thanks, bye. Oh, I'm heading in for a nice cup of tea. Bye.